Now, you definitely need to watch this video before you even start thinking about investing in property. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they start investing in property is not to have a strategy. They go out there and they just think buying a property is going to be a great thing, it's going to go up in value, it's going to make me money, I'll be able to rent it out. But actually they don't think about it, they assume all these things are going to work. And if you get it right, of course they're going to work. But you need to go in with a strategy. So before you start investing, please think about what you're investing in, why you're investing in it, and then work out where that's going to work for you. So let's look at those three things now. So what is it that you're going to be investing in? Is it a house to rent to a family? Is it going to be a house which you're going to convert into an HMO? Is it going to be a commercial property that you're going to rent out to a company? Now, if you've got no property experience whatsoever, you can't just jump in at something quite complex. We need to start quite simple. So my first thoughts would be, let's do a simple buy-to-let property or a small shared house. Because what that does, it means that you can make small mistakes on those and they're not going to break the bank. It also means that you're probably not going to be spending as much money on development, not having to deal with as many builders, licensing, planning permissions. So we can get that first property really good, get it right, get the tenants in, get it cash flowing so that you can see that this is a positive thing, property works. Because the worst thing that you can do is to really mess up the first one and then just turn around and go, well, property doesn't work. Because property investing does work when you get it right. The second thing was why are you investing in the first place? You know, some people think you're going to absolutely fall in love with property. Others think that it's just a means to an end. And for most, it probably is a means to an end. But you may well fall in love with property or even hate it even more when you start investing in it. You've got to have a good reason why. Why are you doing it? What is that end reason? What is the reason you get out of bed? Because if you don't have that, then you're probably not going to take the action that's required to overcome all those hurdles. And at the end of the day, it's down to your mindset, whether you can cope with the ups and downs, because property investing has got ups and downs. It's frustrating. It can be slow. You know, working with contractors, working with solicitors, banks, accountants, it all can be really slow, but it's highly rewarding. You just need to understand that it's probably going to take a little bit longer than you think. And it's probably not going to go the way that you think. There's going to be a curveball. It's how you cope with it, how you deal with it, how you overcome those challenges, which is going to make the difference between someone who is successful and keeps on going and someone who stops, walks away, sells, loses money, etc. And the final thing is understanding where to invest. Because if you invest on your doorstep, you might find that property prices are way too expensive, rents are way too low, and because of that you go, again, property doesn't work. You may need to look a little bit further afield to find property prices which are more affordable for you, or where rents are a bit higher in relation to the property prices. So the where is really important, but to understand a town, to understand your target area can mean the difference between making a lot of money and losing a lot of money. Because in some towns, there are streets which are amazing to invest on. You go to the next street, you don't want to buy a house there. And you won't know that unless you know your area like the back of your hand. Please, please, please do not go to an auction and go, oh, that looks cheap, I'm just going to buy that. Because you're suddenly going to open yourself up a world of pain. So my fundamental piece of advice to you is to get yourself educated. Read a book about it. There's plenty of good books out there. I've got one about HMOs called Next Level Landlord. There's loads of information out there online. Watch videos like this. Speak to people. Go to networking events. There's plenty of property networking events where you can go and get an insight into what other people are doing, how they're doing it, who's helping them. But the one thing that we did which made the most difference was to get a coach, get a mentor, someone that we trusted, someone that we'd done some research about, and we could see that they were acting what they were doing, so they were practicing what they preach, and they could really help us to scale up our business or just to get moving in the first instance. So if you would like to find out more about what we do at the HMO platform and how we help people get into HMOs in particular, head over to thehmoplatform.co.uk for more details.